Well, good morning, everyone. I want to thank you for joining us in the spirit of perfect harmony. We are the Center for Spiritual Living West Georgia. We study and practice the philosophy and science of the mind we know as God. And with our spiritual presence and our participation in our service this morning, we rise above any negative energy we may have experienced this past week and manifest love. We know love is synonymous to God. Our master teacher, Reverend Dr. Sandra Jackson, will now proceed with our service.
All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. All right.
Morning.
Let us begin by closing our eyes and turning within. And let's just take a deep breath and be present where you are. Just take a notice of your feeling, how happy you are, or upset, or sad, or joyful, or excited, or enthusiastic, or however you may be feeling. Just notice that right now. And then take a deep breath and release it. Come into this moment and just be grateful that you are who you are, that you are where you are, that you are alive, that you are present, and that you are available and open to the Spirit, expressing itself in you, through you, and as you. That you are a receptive vessel for the Spirit of life flowing in, through, and as you. And so as we come together this morning, each one of us in our own place, in our own way, we come together as community. We come together in oneness. We come together in recognition that although we may be many bodies and we may be in many places, we are of one beingness. Our source, our beingness is all the same. It is one. It is one perfect, whole, and complete spirit. And so it is that spirit that brings us together in wholeness this day. It is that spirit that reaches out to each one of us, reaches within, and allows each one of us to be the person that we are. It is that which enlivens us. It is that which is the source of our love, our joy, our peace, our wisdom, our creativity, and our understanding. And so we open ourselves now so that we can hear this message and use it for ourselves in our own way, in our own lives. And so with this knowingness and accepting of this word and knowing this truth in this very moment, I release this word now and know it is done. And so it is. Amen. Okay, so I have my own announcement this morning. And that is that I have two dogs here today. One belongs to myself and the other belongs to my granddaughter, whose birthday is today, and she's away on vacation. And so she left her dog with me. And the two of them are having fun barking. So we will just ignore them because I cannot shut them up, okay, while we are doing the service. All right, we'll just have to let them bark. That's part of nature and part of life. So welcome to both of you. All right, Marcia, take it away. You're on mute, Marcia. Yeah, okay.
See, this is today. Okay. And by the way, we can't go live on Facebook for some reason. So we're having fun this week. So tell all your friends that all of this will be posted on Facebook later on once it gets to YouTube, but that's not letting us live stream today. So let us all focus and join together as we repeat our vision and our mission statement. CSL West Georgia is a joyful global community where everyone belongs. Through our unique spiritual teachings, we provide a safe environment to experience compassionate living. And our declaration of principles are, I believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. There is one life of which I am a part, one intelligence which I use, one substance which takes form as my life. And so it is.
And this morning we have Tim Mauro as our guest soloist coming to us all the way from San Jose, California. Let's give him a hand.
The light of the world is something anyone can choose to be. Knowing who and what we are is the key. Spirit expressing in through and as. Cursing the darkness won't do a thing to help us find our way through the confusion and into a better day. Let's try lighting a candle instead. The healing always begins with a new understanding and a release, knowing that it's done in the mind of the infinite. It's good enough to be true. Love and compassion for everyone are necessities. If we just think of them as luxuries, then humanity cannot survive. The light of the world is something anyone can choose to be. Knowing who and what we are is the key. And letting it be our way. And letting it be our way, and letting it be our way. That's your song.
Thank you, Tim. Yes, yes, it is. We are the light of the world. Yes, thank you. Each in our own way, in our own place. All right, so Kathy, you're our reader.
Hi, I'm in for Kathy.
Oh, all right. Kathy has a new look. It looks like Dorothea. Hi, good morning, Kathy Dorothea.
Good morning.
All right.
I'm doing the reading. Good morning, Kat. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, CSL West Georgia guest. Reverend Sandra.
Good morning.
I'm doing the reading from Waking Up in Time by Peter Russell. The reading is called Acceleration, the Quickening Pace. There's a quote. The most brisk and giddy paced times by William Shakespeare. The pace of life is speeding up. Hardly the most startling statement, as most of us are only too aware. Change comes more and more rapidly. Technology breakthroughs spread through society in years rather than centuries. Calculations that would have taken decades are now made in minutes. Communication that once required months occurred in seconds. Development in every area is happening faster and faster. As a result, more of us are living in the fast lane, many in overdrive. We have faced with more information to absorb, more challenges to meet, more skills to learn, and more tasks to accomplish. Yet the time to fit in all seems to be getting less and less. Worse still, there is no sign that things are slowing down. On the contrary, the pace of life is set to go faster and faster and taking ever deeper into an Alvin Toffler called future shock. The shattering stress and disorientation that we induce in individuals by subjecting them to too much change in too short of time. We will be able to cope, will we? This is argued. Toffler is the challenge facing us to learn to handle ever more rapid change without burning out or breaking down. Not only is accelerating change putting us under stress, it is also putting increasing pressure on the planet. There are ever-growing numbers of us feed, clothe, housing. Our waste is pouring into the air, the soil, and the seas many times faster than our environment can absorb it. Holes are appearing in the ozone layer while forests are disappearing at an alarming rate, as are the species that live in them. Seldom in its history has Earth changed so rapidly. The faster the world around us changes, the more we are forced to let go of any cozy notion we might have about the future. No one today can predict with any degree of certainty how things will be in a year or even 6 months. When global stock markets can crash without warning, political walls crumble overnight, countries invade each other in a day, and ecological disasters shatter our illusions of control. We are increasingly forced to live in the present. To live with continual acceleration and all the changes it brings will take more than simply learning to manage better. It will force a complete revision of our thinking about who we are, what we really want, and what life is really all about. Thank you, Reverend Sandra.
Thank you, Dorothea. Thank you so much. Yes, acceleration and change. So today's topic is winds of change. That's why I chose that. But I want to ask you a question. Where were you in 1992? Think about 1992. Think about where you were, where you lived, what kind of work were you doing? What was happening for you in 1992? In 1992, I was still in San Jose. I had a church that was about 7 years old, and lots of things were going on. That writing that I just chose, what you just heard, sounds real contemporary, doesn't it? It was written in 1992 in Peter Russell's book, Waking Up in Time. That could have been written last year. Absolutely. It could have. I mean, it's our experience. Change is happening. And that's why we're talking about the winds of change. How do we manage it? Because we're going to have to, we have been living with it. We are just more conscious that it's happening now. So thanks, Dorothea. That just, think about it, people. That was written in 1992. Well, it was published. Let me put it this way. It was published in 1992. All right, so I want to start today with a story. So you can sit back and relax, because this is going to be a little bit of a long story. There was a young woman, and she was in desperation. And so she went to the cave of a healer who lived outside of her village. She explained that her husband had been badly injured in the war, and he rages continuously and eats nothing. He wishes to stay outside the house and will not live with her as he did before. So she said to the healer, "Can you give me a potion that will make him loving and gentle once again?" So the healer said, "Oh, I can do that, but I need a special ingredient. I am all out of hair from the crescent moon bear. So you must climb the mountain, find the black bear, and bring me back a single hair from the crescent moon at his throat. Then I can give you what you need and life will be good again." So grateful, the young woman began her journey the next morning. She greeted the mountain saying, "Thank you for letting me climb your body." As she climbed, she thanked the trees for lifting their hair so she could pass underneath. She encountered thorny flowers that tore her clothes, rocks that scraped her hands, dark birds that flew around and frightened her. But she prayed her prayers and she pressed on, for she was a woman who loved. As she climbed, a storm began, and the snow blew into her eyes and deep into her ears. Blinded, she climbed higher and higher, and when the snow stopped, she called out, thanks to the wind for ceasing to blind her. Finally, reaching her destination, she found a dry, safe place and rested. Later, she awoke and went looking for the bear. She found thick cords of scat and needed to look no further, for the gigantic black bear lumbered across the snowfall, leaving behind deep pad and clawed marks. The bear roared fiercely and entered into the cave. The woman prepared food for the bear and she set it outside its cave. Then she went to her own shelter. The bear smelled the food, came out of his cave, roaring so loud it shook the little stones. It circled the food from a distance, and then it sampled the wind many times. And finally, it ate the food. The next evening, the woman put out more food and the bear ate it. This went on for several days until one night, the woman felt brave enough to enter the cave of the bear. This time, when the bear came for the food, he found the woman, trembling, but standing her ground. The bear hauled itself up, but she stood her ground. The bear put forth its massive claws and the woman shook like a leaf, but she stood her ground. She said, "Oh, please, dear bear, I've come all this way because I need a cure for my husband." And the bear brought its front paws to the earth and in a spray of snow peered into the woman's frightened face, and she felt as though she could see reflected in the bear's old eyes mountain ranges, valleys, rivers, and villages. And a deep, deep peace settled over her, and her trembling ceased. Then she told the bear that it had been she who had been feeding him all these nights. And could she please have a hair from the crescent moon at his throat? The bear paused and thought for what easy food she would be. Yet he was suddenly filled with pity for her. He said, "You may have one of my hairs, but do it quickly and leave here and go back to your own." So the bear raised his snout so that the white crescent on his throat showed, and the woman could see the strong pulse of the bear's heart. The woman braced herself against the bear with one hand. She shook the hair. She shook the hair. So there's a woman walking out. Be quiet. So she shook the hair with the right hand. She thanked the bear and bowed and bowed and bowed, and the bear lumbered away. Just a minute. Get out of here. Go. Can't have neighbors right in the middle of the story, too. So she thanked the bear and bowed and bowed and bowed, and the bear lumbered away. She climbed back down the mountain, giving thanks all the way. And when she returned to the healer, her clothes were ragged, her hair askew, and her face was soiled. But look, look, I have it. I found it. I claimed it. A hair from the crescent moon bear. And the spirit and the healer said with a smile, "Ah, good, good." And she looked closely at the woman, took the pure white hair and held it out toward the light. She weighed and measured it in one hand and exclaimed, "Yes, this is an authentic hair from the crescent moon bear." And then suddenly she threw it into the fire where it popped and cracked and was consumed in a bright orange flame. "No," the young woman claimed. "Be calm. It is good. All is well," said the healer. "Remember each step that you took to capture the trust of the bear? Remember what you saw, what you heard, what you felt?" "Yes," said the woman, "I remember well." So the old healer smiled gently and she said, "Please now, daughter, go home and with your new understanding and proceed in the same ways with your husband." That's how you handle change. There is so much in that story, I don't even know where to begin. So let's just start with her climbing the mountain, right? All the way while she was climbing the mountain, what was she doing? She was giving thanks all along the way. So when we're having change in our lives, what should we do? We should be giving thanks all the way. Thanks that we are there. Thanks that the challenges are there, because those challenges along the way are getting us to where we're going, even when we don't know where we're going. Change is a journey. It's a journey. Change is a journey. Keep that in mind. And it's not one and done. It's not like, you have one change and you're done. Look at what Peter Russell was saying in 1992 about change. We're still in that stage of change accelerating. So Michio Kaku is a physicist, and he has written a new book. It's called The God Equation. Can't wait to read that one. And it's about string theory. And string theory is a new cosmology that the physicists have recently come up with. Anyway, he was interviewed this week on TV, and I got a chance to see him. And one of the commentators said, "Do you believe in God?" That's the question they're always asking scientists, right? Especially with quantum physics, and everything, people are like, "Well, now do you believe in God?" Anyway, he said, "The universe is gorgeous. It is simply elegant, dazzling, and it could not have been an accident because it would have been random and chaotic, ugly. But we have in this a gorgeous universe. Now, he didn't directly answer the question, did he? He didn't say, yes, I believe in God. No, I don't believe. But he said the universe is gorgeous. And so if he had said, yes, I believe in God, what would he have been doing? He would have been providing legitimacy to all the baggage that the word God has been attached to throughout the centuries. Okay, stop and think about how many wars have been waged in the name of God. Think about the Inquisition. Think about how people have co-opted God and said, you know, my God is better than your God. Think of how God has been maligned and personalized. And it's a cosmological concept, but people don't usually use it that way, right? They use it as my God. This is my God, my relationship with God. They don't think in terms of my relationship with God. So when they ask the scientists, do you believe in God? They're not necessarily asking, do you have a spiritual belief? They may be asking, do you believe in this anthropomorphic God that has been believed in throughout the centuries? But this story is a spiritual story because she is constantly praying and giving gratitude. And the bear recognizes the oneness, right? So there's the oneness of the bear, the woman, and the healer. But at the same time, there's also a separation because the bear says, go back to your own kind. So he recognizes that, you know, we are one, we're individualized. And so Ernest Holmes in The Science of Mind, he talks about science and religion. And he says, the problem of philosophy is to unite the infinite with the finite, to join the abstract with the concrete. He says the same problem confronts religion, and it is the whole purpose of religion to unify man with God. This, he says, is also true of science, from a different angle though. Science seeks to join causes with effects, and by doing so, make practical use of its knowledge. So he says science is really spiritual, while philosophy leads to true religion. And Miku Kaku says that, you know, science is about studying the outer, but religion is about studying the inner. It's about the morality. And so we use religion to tell us how to be a good person. So in thinking about our story, the man, think about the husband who's come home from war. Well, nowadays we would say he had PTSD. Okay, so let's just go with that. But we're all living in turbulent times. Think about that. And there's so much trauma that's happening to all of us right now. We have millions of people who are grieving all over the world. So many of them are in need of healing. Many of them are sick and need healing. And people are angry, people are fearful, and people are acting out in all kinds of ways that are destructive, and they're not good for humankind, right? This is all change. Think about all these turbulent times as being representative of the husband. And so what is the healer saying to do? The spiritual person saying to do? Be patient, stand firm, be grateful, be loving, be true to who you are. Think about that. While we've got all this turbulence going on, we are also living in a time when we have more awareness of life and what it is and what it is not. We've got more things that we don't have to live only by conditions anymore. Think about the last century, okay? Most of us have lived during at least some portion of our lives during the last century, okay? Beginning before that, maybe 150 years ago, the transcendentalists started, you know, with with Thoreau and Emerson and all of those guys talking about there's something more than what we see. Is not just the conditions of life. And then we have, Napoleon Hill and Neville and Wallace Wattles and Judge Troward and Emmett Fox, who were the British contingency of New Thought. They're all coming along with this spirituality that touches Western people. But then we have the Buddhists and the Hinduists who are telling us, oh, we've been thinking this stuff for a very long time. So all of that is starting to come. And what is it doing? It's raising the awareness and the vibration of all of us so that we all have more capability and more awareness to do what we need to do in this time. We have more wisdom and power and understanding and awareness to deal with change than we would have had we been born, say, 1900 or 1800. Just think, in our lifetimes, I don't know about how old you guys are, but in my lifetime for sure, John Kennedy was president, wasn't he? And he said, let's go to the moon in 10 years. 10 years. I was like, well, what would that take? And the scientists told him, the will. The will? What does that mean if you had the will? It means the scientists have been at work. Max Planck and Niels Bohr, Einstein, Werner Heisenberg. Do you all remember studying about Schrodinger's cat in college? Okay. All of that led to what we can do today. Going to the moon. Now we go into Mars. Now they want to do something else. They want to build a whole colony on the moon or whatever. I don't know. But science just keeps moving, right? I mean, in our life, just in the last, less than 20 years, we have gone from phones to cell phones and cell phones to whole computers. Where's my phone? There's a whole computer in here. Okay, I can connect with anybody in the world. My grandmother could not do that when she was my age. Neither could your grandmother. So the change has, like Peter Russell says, has accelerated. It is faster. And scientists are telling us that yes, indeed, time is moving faster. So those of you are going like, God, last year went faster than yesterday, than the year before. It did. It really did. So you're not imagining things, okay? But think about that. Just think about all the change that is going on. But think about this also. You have the awareness and the capability to deal with that change, to be patient with it, to love your way through it. You are empowered. You don't have to act out. People who are acting out are fearful. They're angry. They don't know what's going on and they're upset. And what happens to people when they don't know what's going on? Many times they act out, like the husband. They don't want to eat. They don't want to sleep inside. They don't want to do the things that they would normally do. They're not very loving. And so those of us who have the consciousness, who have the awareness, have to do what? We have to stand firm in the knowingness that this too shall pass, that these are just the winds of change. And what do we do all along the way? We give thanks. We are grateful for all the little things that happen along the way. Ernest Holmes says that we need to have spiritual experience. He says, we need spiritual experience. We shall never know peace until we embody it, and we shall never know truth until we become truth. And we cannot know God unless we sense him with our own being. The Spirit is ever giving, but we must take. And so what is spiritual experience? It's kind of what the healer said. It is deep, calm, and self-assertive. It is the result of actually realizing what presence, which binds all together in one complete whole. Keep in mind, the woman faced the bear, didn't she? She faced what she was afraid of. And she faced it, and a calmness came over her, a peace came over her, because she stood her ground. And that's what we have to do. We have to stand our ground in the face of whatever we may be experiencing, whatever the people around us are experiencing, whatever, those are conditions. Those are conditions. And what gives us the power to move through the conditions in the world? It's that knowingness that we are infinite. It's that knowingness that we are one. It's that knowingness that regardless of what the conditions are, maybe outside the big scary bear, that we can stand our ground, stand in truth, become the truth. And that is our spiritual speaking. That's our spiritual self speaking, our spiritual experience. And so what are the challenges you're experiencing these days? Some people are experiencing financial challenges. Some people are experiencing health challenges. Some people are experiencing relationship challenges. Some people are going like, I don't know what's going on, but it's not very comfortable. We all are having something going on for us right now. Every last one of us. How do I know? Because we are in a time of tumultuous change. And so it's touching us, each one in a different way, maybe at a different time. But we have to, if you're not feeling inundated, if you don't feel like you're facing the bear right now, if you don't feel like you're facing the bear right now, then what do? This is the time to go deep. This is the time to align yourself and remind yourself of who you are. This is the time when you strengthen yourself. You become the woman who is sitting with the husband, waiting, loving, and being patient with him while he gets it together. But you have to first find that place within yourself where you're strong and capable and aware. We have so many people who are telling us we are living in a time where we are more capable of doing this than any time in history. Think about it. We have access to thoughts and feelings and ideas and things that previous generations had no idea of, let alone access to. So we have no excuse, people. We have no excuse. We are the most perfect people to be at this time in history. And we have all the tools to make it through this time. So the winds of change are occurring, but we have the tools to move through those winds of change, to move through them successfully, to live through them abundantly, and to be grateful as we do. Grateful that we have the capability, that we have the power, and we can do one more thing. We can share it as we sit beside the loved ones, like the woman did, sitting beside her husband and allowing him to be who he was until he was healed. Just loving him through the whole thing. So let us take these thoughts and turn within. And we are grateful to be here today. We are grateful to be alive at this time in history. We are grateful for all the scientists who have come before and told us, you know what? We live in a gorgeous universe that is not random, is not accidental. but it is purposeful and intentional. And even all the discoveries that are made, that the most untapped energy is that infinite energy that we have within each one of us. And so we right here and right now open ourselves to the truth of who we are. We open ourselves to that infinity that is within us. And it gives us access to all the possibility that we need, so that as we move through the conditions of the world, as we move through the change, the winds of change that are going on in the world, we are not disturbed. Instead, we live in the peace and the knowingness that right here, right now, the infinite is who and what we are. We are aligned with it spiritually. We are aligned with it emotionally. We are aligned with it mentally, and we allow it to express in our lives as love, as joy, as peace, as wisdom, as us understanding. And we allow those of us who are around us, who are experiencing whatever tumultuousness they are experiencing, we allow ourselves to just simply sit with them, be with them, and love them through whatever experience they may be having. And we do this not only for them, but for ourselves as well. And so we are open now. We are open. We are available. As we live the truth, we speak the truth, and we are that truth that we speak. And so it is with joy and deep gratitude and thanksgiving, I know that this is the truth of each one of us, wherever we are, whatever we are doing, whatever our situation, our condition in this life, that this is the power that we have within us. It is not withheld, but we must be receptive. We must say, yes, 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 this is who I am. And so in your heart right now, just affirm that yes. Know this truth is who you are. And let it be the life that you live. And so I release this word now, knowing it is done individually, collectively, and universally. And so I release, I let go, and I gratefully know that all things are working together for good, for our highest, greatest, and most wonderful good right here and right now. And so it is. Amen. Okay, so let's see. Tim, wake up. Second song.
Okay. And thank you for that lesson. Here's a theme song for it. There is no better place than here, no better time than now. To start a new experience beyond anything you've known before. The best is yet to come. Just look within and feel it in your heart, and let your greater good overflow. We all have our past. We've all made our own mistakes. But when we let them be lessons, they help us move forward and know the best is yet to come. Just look within and feel it in your heart, and let your greater good overflow. We all have our visions, we all have our goals and dreams. They are the great divine urge when we believe and let them grow. The best is yet to come. Just look within and feel it in your heart and let your greater good overflow. The best is yet to come. Just look within and feel it in your heart and let your greater good overflow. Let your greater good overflow. So it is.
And so it is. Thank you so much, Tim. Thank you. Perfect, perfect. 2 perfect songs for today. All right. Marcia, it's your turn.
Yes. Oh, that was beautiful, beautiful songs, Tim. I love those chords in that last song. That just is so peaceful listening to your guitar playing. Beautiful.
Thank you.
So it is my turn to help you all move through the conscious giving moment. And so I always like to remind you all there are 3 ways that you can support CSL West Georgia. One way you can choose, if you liked, is to use PayPal. And the link is in the chat window. It's in the newsletter. And if you'd like to do that, I always like to also remind you, thank you, Zizi, that if you'd like to go ahead and automate that and make a standard monthly donation, you know, won't have to remember. You can always add to later if you'd like, but you know, PayPal automatically handles that for you. If you would like to mail a check, the address is on the window and it is in the chat window, and it also comes into the newsletter. And our third way is through Amazon's charitable giving program called Amazon Smile. The link to connect with CSL West Georgia and Amazon is in the chat window. And once you've done that, all you have to do is go to the smile.amazon.com, and whenever you purchase something, Amazon is then triggered to use their charitable program and also support our center. So let's all come together and focus on our giving affirmation. I am grateful for the divine givingness circulating abundantly through my life, my community, and my world. And so it is.
Thank you, Marcia. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so Ajika, you need to come back on camera. And while she's doing that, yes, thank you very much. I just want to say that in our newsletter, you will see our address at the bottom of the newsletter. We are no longer at that address, but someone brought it to our attention this week. That's, you know, when churches are opening up and people might think that's a real address. So we're going to put a disclaimer there. We are not at that address, but Constant Contact requires that we have a physical address on our email. And so we left it because we didn't want to put anybody's personal address on that, which I think you can all understand. Okay, so today is Ajika's last Sunday in the U.S. May. She is on her way to be a teacher and administrator of American University in, get this, Afghanistan. Yay! Ajika, you want to say a few words to us?
Hi, I just want to thank you all. It has been an honor and a pleasure. Just learning and doing so many great things here with CSL, and it will continue. I am going to learn how to do all of that over there in Afghanistan with my students and all of us. We're super cute. So thank you. This has been awesome and a blessing. Love you all.
So this has been Ajika's dream, her vision, and her desire since she took foundation class last year. We worked on this, right? Tell them about it.
Bringing all of that beautiful, yummy deliciousness to fruition, right? No. Reverend Sandra hates my yummy deliciousness.
No, I don't.
But yes, you know, you put that out there into the cosmos right behind you. Thank you for that backdrop there, Reverend Sandra. It all comes to light. You just have to believe and achieve. So thank you all for working with me on the journey. I've had such a hard head, but it's been fun.
We all have hard heads at some point in our journey. We absolutely do. And we knock up against the wall and knock up against the wall until we get sometimes bloodied. And then we decide, you know, there's an easier way to do this.
Hello. Hello.
Yes. So thank you so much. And many blessings. Your love, you go with our love and our joy and our best wishes for you to have the most wonderful experience that you could possibly have. And so thank you so much for being a part of our community. And she will, and those of you in California can be jealous because she gets to do this in the afternoon where you have to do it in the morning. But we're all here together, yes. And that's the important thing, wherever we are, whatever time zone we are. Okay, so thank you. And Marcia had an announcement that she wanted to make.
Yes, well, my first announcement is once Ajika is there, now we are officially international. Yes. Our West Coast crew made us national, not just local, national, but now we are going to be international.
Yes.
International. So yes. Well, my announcement, everyone, is that it is time for me to begin training some other wonderful people to come help and join me in this beautiful experience of kind of being on command central, you know, while we have our stuff online. You know, because I've been doing it for, you know, a whole year, Reverend Sandra reminded, and I love doing it, and I plan to continue to do it. But my husband and I also plan on going on vacation during the summer, and I do not want our ministry to go lacking because I'm the only one with the knowledge. So yes, I am officially saying help wanted, help wanted. That does not mean I'm going to dump it in your lap. You know, I am a teacher by trade. I would love to train some people. I do ask that if you are a willing participant, you know, if you have a decent computer, you know, because this would be kind of hard to do on an iPad or something, you know. So if you have a computer, if you're familiar with PowerPoint, and you don't have to be experts in anything, you just kind of need to have some decent equipment, somewhat familiar with PowerPoint, because this is how I show all the graphics. And, you know, Zoom, you know, I'll show you how to use it. But if you've kind of seen it, you know, it's fine. It'd be great. But anyway, I'm going to start meeting with some folks if you want to learn how to do it on a separate time. And I was thinking this Wednesday at 7 o'clock, you know, I would love to just have a few people log on, and then what we can do is just start playing, you know, and I promise you'll have a good time. And, you know, I'll share the hosting, you know, share the files, and And no, it's not going to be just like one session and then it's all yours. You know, like, no, I want people to feel comfortable with it. And maybe it's just going to be a couple of people doing things, but I definitely, I don't want all of our eggs being in one basket. That's dangerous, you know, because I don't, you know, if something happens or, you know, we decide to go away for the weekend or something, you know, I want everything being handled and protected, and the beat should go on. It should not just rest upon one person. So my email address, I put it at the end of that last post in the chat window. Just email me, and I will send you the Zoom link, and I promise you'll have a good time. And let's start building this team. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Marcia. And you know, our board members do a lot. I don't want this to fall on their shoulders. Okay. Because right now Sandy is a board member and she's doing the readings. And you know, and we sometimes look at our board members and say, oh, you're the leaders, we'll let you do it. No. Can't do that. You don't want to do that. Okay. All right. So if you look around and see somebody who's not here and you think, you know what, they might be willing to do this, then let them know. And in the chat, if you would just say, yes, Marcia, okay, then Marcia will have some idea of who's going to be coming on Wednesday. And she won't just show up there all by herself, okay? All right.
Well, I mean, you have to say yes, Marcia, with an email address so I can send you the link. So,
Okay.
yeah, or email me. Yeah, Kathy. Woo woo. All right.
Put yes that you're going. Put yes that you're going to do it. Okay, and
right.
Then you know, put your email if you think she doesn't have it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Kathy, thank you for volunteering, but you're one of the board members.
Dorothea. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So still, I want you know, you to keep in mind that we can all learn, people. Okay, we are all capable of learning.
I'm a good teacher.
And here's the thing. Your brain learning new things creates new pathways, and you won't need that prejudice from TV. You can actually make new brainwaves and keep your memory sharp by learning new things. And this is one of those new things that you can learn. All right, that's our service for today. Thank you so very much for coming. I really appreciate it. We have foundation class at 12:30, people, don't forget. And I will see you on a different link later and this morning or this afternoon. And Marcia, we have a video. Yes, we do.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning here. And I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
And that, if you go to YouTube, somebody asked how to get to it. If you go to YouTube and search Daniel Nahmon, N-A-M-O-N, I believe is how he spelled his name. And it's Get Ready, My Soul is the song. And there's several, he has several. You have to look for the one with the butterflies in the video. Okay. Thank you all for being here today. Those of you who come regularly and those of you who don't. We really appreciate you being here. Anytime you're here, you are always welcome. So, thank you. And we have our closing. I'm getting some reverberation. I don't know why. You can hear it, but I can't. Anyway, shall we do our closing? Marcia's got a video. There we go. Where's PowerPoint? We go forth today knowing that we are God's blessing in the world. Only good goes from us, and only good comes to us. And so it is. Amen. Amen. Have a great week, everybody. Enjoy.